wife's come up with the idea of taking this counter out and making a couch out of it. Well, this cabinet actually houses our lithium batteries. That was right. I think it will fit if I take this down and cut it down and then turn the batteries long ways instead of parallel with the wall. I got them two stacked on top of each other right now. That lid wasn't going nowhere. Battery charger maintainer. The first thing I want to do is kill the power to these batteries going to everything else. Sure don't want to start a fire with all this. Well, I guess I could have shown you what the batteries look like before I start taking them apart. So, anyway, this is what I'm taking out. There's 4 of those in there. They're 300 amp hour and 24 volts a piece. You can see I got the bus bars that they run to. It's the hot, the negative, and then there's the shunt. Now the shunt is Bluetooth, so you can see what kind of power it's making. In fact, that's what I use to look at, tell you how much power is in it. Okay. Batteries are out of the box. That is a big box because it houses big batteries. My back is telling me about taking those out of there. I don't know what they weigh, but they got to be 100 pounds a piece. 80, 100, something like that. So, did I tell you my wife's a genius? Because she really is. She's the brains of it. I just act like I am most of the time taking credit for it, but she's really a genius. We sat around for months, well, actually about a year now, trying to figure out, hey, how do we make us a place to sit in here so we can watch TV when we have bad weather days? Because this is a Murphy bed, battery box, kitchen, bathroom, and don't look at the mess on the floor because I just made this mess and she's gonna kill me when she sees this for not cleaning the mess up before I showed you, but hey, it's a work in progress. So. But anyway, I was talking about my wife's a genius. So she says, once you take those batteries out, stack them down on one level, turn them out away from the wall instead of parallel with the wall, it'll be about 19 inches off the ground and about 24 inches off the wall. You see what I'm doing today, don't you? I'm putting the genius plan to work. So anyway, I'm going to keep filming, bringing you along on it. I'm just in the tear down process now. Over the weekend, I'm hoping to have it finished, but we'll see how that goes. It's a good thing I'm the one that put all this together so I can remember how to do it later, hopefully. If not, I got a video how to go back and look at it. All right, let's see. Had all this insulation on it, keep the batteries from getting any transfer heat from the outside wall. But for now, we won't need that. built this thing like a tank, screwed it all together. So taking it back apart is a bit of a challenge. But I can tell you, in about the 5,000 miles we've traveled with it, I've yet to have anything fall off. Screws with glue just seem to work better than staples. Not a big fan of just stapling something on. Especially everybody refers to these as rolling earthquakes. Stapling stuff just don't seem to stay. Alright, I think that's the last of it. Well, it's day 2. So most of you are doing this have some carpentry skills to begin with, so I didn't go through the whole process of showing how to build a box. It's pretty simple. You build squares, and then I put this I'm not sure what you call it, the sheeting on it, the thin plywood sheeting. Anyway, I just made 2 boxes and made some legs, reinforced the bottom of it because I'm going to put a slide out step right there. It'll slide out about 8 inches when I get done on slides. It will make it easy for my vertically challenged wife to get up on top of the seat. Anyway, all I did was built the box, come over here, I put the 1-inch blue foam board. You know, it comes from the Big Blue Box store. Brought all my wires in once I get the batteries in and get everything where I think it goes. Then I will take them back out, get all my wiring mounted where it goes, and then get the batteries in and get them hooked up. So anyway, I just wanted to show you where I was at in the process so far. It's coming along nicely. I think this is going to make a nice little love seat, couch, whatever you want to call it. So let me get back to work and I'll show you some more. Man, you guys have no idea how much trouble I'm going to be in for letting you see that mess I got going back there. My wife is a tidy little person and she loves to keep things nice and neat, but you can't build and be neat. So anyway, I thought I'd let you see me trying to put the batteries in here. Have I mentioned they're heavy? Look at that. Fits like a glove. It's better if you slide it back in first. Okay, so all my cables now are going to have to run right here. It's where the shunt will get hooked up and the bus bars, everything get hooked back up to it. But as you can see, it is full. And it is just enough to clear the top of those terminals by about 1/4 of an inch. So anyway, let me keep poking along at it here. Okay, so this is where I'm at today. I have stripped everything off the back wall. I'm going to put a little more insulation on it and cover it with a piece of Luan. Then start trying to do all the finish work to it. But so far, it's we are back on solar. Everything's running on batteries today. I'll get this on a hinge when I get done, but here's all the batteries back in. These 2 wires are a little long. I got to shorten them. I'll do that a little later. That's because the batteries were configured a different way. Now that I reconfigured them, these 2 long wires were from a battery that was a long ways away from the terminals. So anyway, next step is to finish this back wall out, and that's going to determine where I put the hinge on this lid, which I think is probably going to turn out to be about right here. Okay, now we got insulation on this back wall. I put it's a 3/4 inch piece like this. I'm going to put a piece of glue on it here next, which I'm reusing from the original box that was here. So I've got to go cut it, and then I'll come back and trim the sides and the top of it. Should look fairly nice, and then that'll give me an idea of where I need to move this lid out to put the hinge on it. Okay, so I got the trimming around the back of the seat. The insulation's in behind it. I've changed my mind about the lid. The lid I was going to hinge, but I really don't want the hinge on there because we're going to put a cushion on it, and just really don't want it. Don't want a hinge there to maybe tear a cushion or something. So what I've decided to do is I'm going to put some side latches on the lid to hold it in place, and it just slides in and out. So if I need to get to the batteries, I'll just slide it out, slide it back in, and then I'm going to put a latch on both sides of it on the side to keep it in place. I think I like that a lot better than trying to put a hinge on it that'll possibly tear the upholstery later. So, change in the middle of the stream. That's kind of the way it goes, though, isn't it? Cargo building is just a bunch of changes all the time. Seems like we're never happy with what we have. We're always wanting to make a change. The wife was smart, though. Kathy said that she thought we could make better use if we would rearrange the batteries and build out a bench in here. Now, like I said, I put the pull-out step at the bottom for her, so it's a 6-inch step. She's 4'10", and I'm 6'1", so everything doesn't always fit for me and her both. So we try to hit the happy compromise. This is as low as I could get it with the batteries in it, and insulate the wall outside and in the bottom to make sure we don't have any problems in the winter. Probably over insulated, but I'd rather over insulate than take a risk of the lithium getting too cold. We do leave ours heated all winter long. We never cut it off. It's got a mini split, and it's on solar, as I've told you already, probably multiple times. But we just never cut it off, so it's always way above freezing in here. Now we do cut it down in the winter time to where I'll bring it down to 60 degrees just so it don't just wreck the batteries, you know, all day and all night long, because during the winter, you know, you don't have as much sun to recharge the batteries, so I try to keep the current down a little bit. The summertime, never let it get above 80 in here. So right now it's 72 in here, but I'm sweating, but it's because my wood shop from where I have my trailer parked at is, oh, I don't know, probably 500 feet from here. So I'm constantly running back and forth, making cuts and doing stuff in there, and then coming back around here, and it's probably 86, 87 degrees outside and humid. We live in Alabama, so it's humid. But I think we're going to be real excited about this with the cushions and stuff on it. I'm going to come back and show you a final before I finish this video up. But so far, I really like the height of it. And then with the step, I'll be able to pull up for here for her to be comfortable, and it'll help her get on and off. I don't know, at some point we may look at an oversized ottoman maybe to go out here for a footrest. The TV is directly behind the camera, so I got a little more trimming to do yet. I still need to clean up the edges on this and the edges down the corners, and then I've got to decide, am I going to stain it or am I going to leave it natural? Most everything in here has been stained a darker color. I don't know, I kind of like it. Looking back though, I wish maybe I had went with a little bit of lighter color just because of the lighting in here. We did paint the walls a little lighter color, but then the other half of the walls are the dark. So, but we got plenty of light in here. I overkilled the lights in it, and so I guess that's it for now. I'm going to make a trip to the Big Blue Box, see if I can find me some corner trim to go on these corners, and look around. Then I've got to do some serious cleanup before Kathy sees this. Of course, like I told you before, she's a neat freak about her trailer, and she doesn't like anything out of place, and she absolutely has a fit if it ain't just picture perfect and I invite somebody in or I show a video of it. So I am sure I'm going to be in trouble when you all see this. But that's okay. It's construction. It ain't like we're living in it right now. And actually, she has a pretty good sense of humor about this kind of stuff. So I joke that she's going to kill me and get on to me. And now she doesn't like for me to invite people in if it's bad when we're camping for real. But stuff like this, we're all the time doing building and adding and changing stuff up, and she knows it makes a mess. In fact, she's a trooper. She'll jump right in there behind me when I'm done and try to clean it all up. But she's just not quite able to do that still. So I do the majority of the cleanup for her. But she's getting better all the time. So in fact, this last week, she did without her oxygen the entire week during the day. She still has to sleep with it at night. And for the ones of you that are just coming to our channel for this, you have to go back and watch the history. Kathy almost died of COVID. She was on a ventilator 53 days. She's a miracle she's alive. But it's been a struggle with the oxygen. But man, this last week, it was quite the week. We were celebrating all week that she could make it during the day without her oxygen dropping below 94. Still sleeps with it at night, but it's a huge milestone for us, especially for her. I'm her biggest cheerleader, and I'm always looking for her to have a win. And this week was definitely a win. So by the time you guys see this video, we will be in Pickensville at the I-Ride Tiny House Rendezvous. If you guys haven't been over and watched Bill and Deb at I-Ride Tiny House, you should go over there and see their videos. In fact, watching Bill's videos a couple of years ago was what inspired me to build this. And I needed something to keep me busy and keep my mind off what was going off as best I could back during that time. And so it took me about a year to build this. I say a year and however many days I keep changing stuff. But it gets better each time, and you never get a masterpiece in one of these, unfortunately. We're pretty proud of how this one's turned out. Hope my gold wing still fits in here because the tie down is right there and the back goes right there, but I think it'll still fit because I tie it down by the lower crash bars. The other two tie downs are at the back that pulls it back, and it's got a big wheel chock that goes in the floor. That I've got it where I can put 2 bolts in the floor that's recessed into it. So the front goes in the big wheel chock that holds it. It'll hold it by itself. I just don't like that idea. I think that's a lot of undue stress on the wheel and the front forks and stuff. So anyway, I got a tie down over here that you can't see by the fireplace, and I got one right here for the other side that pulls the crash bars. Well, as you can see, I finished the project. Kathy's happy and turned out really nice, very comfortable. I think I'm probably going to make an ottoman to go out in front of it now and use it for storage. We're always having a problem with storing pillows for the Murphy bed. So I think I'll make an ottoman to go out here so we can have a footrest and sit back and watch a movie. And we'll use it as a dual purpose. We'll use it for storage for pillows. I think my battery on my camera is about to go dead. So anyway, this is 2.5 days what it took me to tear everything out and redo all the batteries, the solar, the wiring. Still got 2 of the long wires that I need to shorten up. Save that for a later day. Anyway, if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel. We do a lot of this kind of stuff, and as well as travel, and we do cooking, all kinds of stuff. Check our channel out. Give us a look. If this has helped you out, give you any good ideas, give it a thumbs up. Hit the little bell up there to notify you every time we release a video. We release one every Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So this is the finished product. It took me 2.5 days to take everything apart, put it all back together, build a new box. We put new cushions on it. I'll take this throw off in a minute and let you see. Had this throw made. It's got a bunch of pictures of the family on it, so we use it for decoration. But anyway, this is the way it turned out. It turned out really nice. I think we're going to enjoy it. And take the cover off of it. These are the cushions we put on it. Bought them off of Amazon. You can match the curtains. So you can see the stairs goes back in and out on it. So anyway, I think we're really going to enjoy this. It's plenty big enough for 2 people. It's nice and cozy. So thanks for coming along and watching the build. Actually took a little longer than I thought it would. I thought I could do this in about a day and a half. Turns out moving them big batteries is kind of heavy, and then having to try to figure out how to use the cables that I already had to configure all of it. As you saw, I had 2 cables that I've still got to shorten up. Now we'll do that one day here soon. But we're getting ready to get out of here to go to the I Ride Tiny House Rendezvous. So by the time you guys see this video, that's where we'll be. We'll do some more videos while we're there. I'm sure some of it will be entertaining. So until next time, make each day count, 365, and we will see you just a little bit later. Bye-bye. So I guess that's about it for now. I'm going to run to the blue, yeah, it's easier for me to say, right?